Welcome to Sunday Night S.I.P cards. S.I.P stands for Stamp, Ink, and Paper. Hello, my name is Michelle Carlson, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Eagan, Minnesota. I'll be posting monthly videos to showcase products from either the current mini catalog or the current annual catalog from Stampin' Up! These projects are designed for the beginner and casual paper crafter in mind. I'll be making easy, simple projects that you can use any stamp set, ink, and paper colors to create your own projects. Today, I'll be using the Nuts About Squirrels stamp set on page 50 in the 2022-2023 annual catalog. The Nuts About Squirrels stamp set has 13 photopolymer stamps. I'll be introducing the two-step stamping using the outline and then the fill-in stamped image that you stamp within the outline. Having photopolymer stamps make it easy to do this as you can see through them. Now it's time to make the project. We're going to use an old olive card base measuring at 8.5 by 5.5 and scored at 1/4. We are going to make a fun full card by cutting off the front panel in half at 2 3/4, which is half of 5.5. We are going to, the layering piece, after you cut this off, and the white piece is 2.5 by 4, which is the piece we're going to stamp on today. And then inside the card, we also have a white base so that you can write on, which is 2 3/4 by 4 1/4. And the designer series paper is the Happy Forest Friends, and the inside is 5 1/4 by 4 inches. And the front of the card, we're going to use a 2.5 by 4 on the front of the card. We have our paper trimmer here, and like I said, we're going to cut this in half. So half of 5.5 is 2 3/4, and we line it up here. With this trimmer, we use the dark blade. There's a dark and a light. This is a scoring blade, and the dark is your cutting blade. So at 2 3/4, we're going to cut it down to your score line at 4 1/4. And you can see 4 1/4 here on this area. And we can bring it up and see how we're doing. Oh, we need a little bit further. And there we go. That's it. Also, with this ridge, you know your scoring blade is there. And then we're going to take the score line, put it in our tracking trimmer, and cut that down to where we just cut at 2 3/4. And like I said, there's a line right here where the blade is, so you can kind of line that up with your where you cut. So a little bit further. I think that might do it. Oh. And if you missed a piece because it's going up and down, we can just cut that off. So here is the card base, and you have this flap. So now that we have the top cut, I'm just going to show you how we're going to glue this together. We're going to put the inside designer series paper in there, and then the larger of the two white pieces is going to be on the inside center. Then on the front, you're going to have this designer series paper, and then the part that you cut off will be on the front. That will cover up that white piece, and then we're going to stamp this, but then it'll be on top of that. So why don't we go ahead and stamp our front piece of the card. We are using Early Espresso ink for the outline of the body, and I'm going to line up the feet with the bottom of the basic white, and just press that down. I kind of off-centered it because I'm going to put the sayings, the sentiment here, so that it'll be even on the card. The next thing we're going to do is take Cajun Craze and use that as a filler on my Michelle's Stampers Facebook group. I put a poll out there to see what color of squirrel I should make, and rust won. So we're going to make this a rusty color. So what you need to do is line up the little feet, the hands, maybe head and ears, and the tail on this one. So you can see through it. That's why I did a darker ink color than what I'm stamping with, so that I can see the outline easier. Okay, so make sure everything is hovered over and it looks like it's lined up. And when you're going to press it down, make sure you don't move it up or down. And I hope this works. Looks good. And then press it down, and there you have your fill-in. Also, like I said, you can fill this in with a marker also if it's easier. Now we are going to fill in the nut because we have fill-ins for that. So the top part of the nut I'm going to use Early Espresso, and I think I'm going to stamp it off once just to make it a little bit lighter so you can see the ridges. And just line it up like that just in that area. And then I also have soft suede for the bottom. So I'm going to ink that up. And see this little kind of outline? That's the outline of the hand. So this is how you want to stamp it on here, so that you don't stamp over the outline of the hand, and make sure the hand is kind of in that area. I think that'll do it. Okay, and if it goes over the hand, it's fine. But there's our nut. Okay, and our squirrel. Now the last thing I'm going to do is put our sentiment on the top. And I'm also going to use that in Early Espresso. And I'm going to use Nuts About You sentiment. I'll just put it about here. Okay, so now our stamping is done. Now I went ahead and glued everything together, the designer series paper, the inside of the card, and the outside designer series paper. But I wanted to show you how to put this on the front, and you just adhere this with adhesive or glue, whatever you have on hand. But you're going to line this up, and this covers up the white here. Now it's exactly the same size as the green, so it's gonna, we don't have any wiggle room. So I'm just gonna make a small mark there just so that I know where to end the tape. And I'm going to use tear and tape because it's a little bit more stronger, as this is just kind of sitting by itself. So you want some strong tape so it doesn't come popping off when people are opening up the card. I just do 3 strips of this, and then press that down, and I use my take your pick tool to bring up the little pieces of paper, and throwing it away. And then if there's some that's come off the edge, just roll it back so it's not sticky on your card. And then here's the card, and I'll get this out of the way. And we're going to line it up again. Oops. Let's get our card straight here. So I just line it up on the top and on the sides as best as I can. And then just bring it down, and it should be all set because you already measured. And there's our line, and then you can just erase. That's why it's good to use pencil and go lightly because you can erase it. You can also put another panel here with another white piece if you'd like to, if you want more to write, or if you want to just stamp an image in the inside. That's up to you. On the inside, I didn't want to put designer series paper, and you could use like a, if you have an acorn stamp from a retired stamp set or from another stamp set, you could put it here, or stamp your sentiment, but I would do all that before I'd adhere it. I just didn't want to take away from the designer series paper at this time, so I didn't do any of that. I'm just leaving it blank for right now. So here's our card. But the last thing we want to do is add some bling. I like bling. I'm going to use the Brush Metallic Adhesive Black Dots. I'm going to use the copper. So there's gold, copper, and kind of a silver, or just I'm not exactly sure what metallic that is, but you have different choices here, and I think I'm going to use the copper and take one of the and there's two sizes, a large size and a small size, so I took a large size, and then kind of go like this with a small, and going with threes is appeasing to the eye, so if you put things in odd numbers, it's better than even numbers. And usually 3 is your standard number with embellishments, but you could add more if you want to, if it calls for more. Anyways, so here is our finished card. Here is another card that I made, which is exactly the same. I used Sahara Sands instead of Old Olive. Exactly the same here. And then I tried a different fun full card, which is cut at 11 and a half, and then it's cut at 4 1/4. And then you cut the front in half, so you get this green piece, just like we did with this way, which is portrait, but this way it's horizontal direction. And then I did add some adhesive strips there, so you can see that, and then also a border. So I didn't do a border this time on this one, but you can also do that inside as well on that one. Now I'll put that one here. And then I was playing around with another fun fold. So this one just flips up like this, and then we have all that. Like I said, you can do your sentiment and stamping on the inside. And then I got these craft note cards and envelopes that come together. So that's a smaller version. I also, when I stamped and my squirrel, I fussy cut around the squirrel, and then I adhered it to the card because I really like the fall designer series paper. And these designer series paper was a celebration item, so it's no longer available. But just wanted to show you, if you did get that celebration item, which was love, I don't even know what it was called, but it's just another paper that I used to make these cards. The rest are with the Happy Forest Friends is what that designer series paper is called. You will find the measurements and product list on my website, michellesstamping.com, and click on S.I.P cards. I would love to be your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and help you with any paper crafting supplies you may need. If you would like the new 2022-2023 annual catalog or the new 2022 July to December mini catalog, in order to receive my newsletter, please email me at michellesstamping@gmail.com. All these links are below under the video for your convenience. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit the bell icon so that you are notified when I post a new video. Also comment in YouTube underneath my video or on my Facebook group Michelle Stampers by Friday, September 23rd, and you will be placed in a drawing, and I will announce the winner in my October 2nd S.I.P video, and you will receive Brush Metallic Adhesive Black Dots. The winner for the July 3rd S.I.P card is Ruth Ann Deeg, who will be receiving the beautiful iridescent pearl basic jewels. And the winner for the August 7th S.I.P card is Carla Wolber who will receive the brushed brass butterflies. Congratulations to you both! Hope you enjoyed this project, and if you make a card, please feel free to add it to the comment underneath this video. I would love to see your cards and what stamp set and paper you used. Thank you for watching, and happy stamping!